Wildlife Health Cooperative. Today is one of our first notes from the field, project looking at the endangered Morrison Creek Lamprey, a species whose health, by more than anything else, changes in the landscape. What's happening here is I've got a very simple way to try to enumerate these animals and figure out where they are in their distribution. We're in a private forested area, and the question becomes which part of the creeks need to be protected. And this is a simple trap, so they just have some milk crates that have got straw in them, into which the lamprey will come and nestle, and we shake them out and see if we can find anything. So why are these lamprey special?
Morrison Creek Lamprey are found only in this particular watershed on Vancouver Island, nowhere else in the world. They're listed under CWHC and under the Species at Risk Act and as endangered because they're an extreme endemic, only found here, and also they're a very key link in the evolutionary life cycle of the lamprey.
So now we've gone from the headwaters of the creek down towards the city center where this creek runs out to the ocean. So up at the headwaters we were talking about how the forestry company was having to think about how to protect the habitat for these lamprey, but now we're down towards the city, and Joy's just going to tell us a little bit about how habitat changes are affecting these animals here.
So Morrison Creek Lamprey is, because it's only found here, most of its habitat is within the urban environment. It only has about a maximum of 24 kilometers of water in which to live. So you have to balance the needs of humans as well as all the other animal species that are going to use the water. And here we have a really good example of a salmon weir, which is great for helping salmon move upstream during the fall when they are migrating. But it's really difficult for an animal like the Morrison Creek Lamprey that only grows to a maximum of 15 centimeters long and is about as big around as your pinky finger. They're not a really strong swimmer, and even this time of year, in the heat of the summer, they wouldn't be able to make it up this little waterfall, but salmon could. So we're trying to balance the needs of multiple species, including humans, in a complicated urban environment.
So the end of the story with the lamprey today is the major thing for their health is their habitat, and the fragmentation of the habitat from putting things like this in their way so they can't get up to their spawning areas, the pollution of the habitat from people putting waste in here and their development. And so the number one thing for lamprey in this stream to keep them healthy is dealing with habitat in which they live.